What is the Insurrection Act? The Insurrection Act authorizes the president to deploy military forces inside the United States to suppress rebellion or domestic violence or to enforce the law in certain situations. The statute implements Congress's authority under the Constitution to provide for calling forth the militia to execute the laws of the Union, suppress insurrections, and repel invasions. It is the primary exception to the Posse Comitatus Act, under which federal military forces are generally barred from participating in local law enforcement activities. Right? So they're generally barred from participating as the police, but now if this is the Insurrection Act, that means that it's martial law, right? Hold on. Let me go see if I can find some more information for you concerning the Insurrection Act. Okay. All right. This is what it's all about. Now, you see deep state, right? And the industrial military complex, right? Revelation 20, surviving torture during martial law. Okay. FEMA ordered 102,000 boxcars with shackles and guillotines on military bases throughout North America. Okay, why does the U.S. government need guillotines and over 600 million rounds of hollow point ammunition? Right? Revelation. It goes until Revelation chapter 20, verse 4. I saw thrones on which were seated those who had been given authority, and I saw the souls of those that have been beheaded because of their testimony of Yahweh Shai and because of the word of the Most High God, Yahweh. They had not worshipped the image of the beast. In other words, you didn't participate in the cashless society, and you didn't take the mark of the beast, which is the radio frequency identification, micro CHIP, Microsoft software, Microsoft. The reason why it's called Microsoft is because a small, minuscule, miniaturized software, okay, that they put the size of a grain of rice underneath your skin between your index and your thumb in your right hand or your left hand. It doesn't matter. Okay? Okay? This is the only way you're going to be able to buy and sell. With the United States petrodollar, fiat currency, everyone has done away with it. Everybody's doing away with it. Fuck it. It's useless. Okay? That's the only reason why they're implementing this Insurrection Act, because they know the people are going to be completely upset and pissed off at the system right away, because you have so-called individuals calling themselves Christians, okay, that, they're not going to take this thing. All these Edomites have to do is use martial law and press these Edomite Christians against the wall. Take all of their everything that they have as a backup, take everything from them, okay, and back them against the wall. This is also going to happen against the children of Israel, okay, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, for the most part, okay. This Insurrection Act, the Posse Comitatus Act, the end of that, okay, and the Posse Comitatus Act, it's basically the 1798 Aliens Act of 1798. Okay, that's the Insurrection Act. Okay, he said that he was going to implement that, and he implemented it on January the 20th. So we've literally been under soft martial law since he got there, Donald Trump. No bullshit. Okay, now they're going to go hard. Right? They had not worshipped the image of the beast, participating in the cashless society, or taken the mark in their hand or on their foreheads, the Elon Musk Neuralink brain chip, or in their hands. Right? They came to life and reigned with Hamashiach 1,000 years. But the rest came not to life until the 1,000 years were ended. This is the first resurrection. Blessed and holy are those who share in the first resurrection, for death has no power over them, but they will be priests of the Most High and of Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai, and reign with him for 1,000 years. During this 1,000 years, Esau, Edom, and the nations the individuals that are all complicit, that take their secret councils at the G7 summit meetings, World Economic Forum, World Health Organization, the Club of Rome, all of these different individuals, which are all of these different nations and BRICS nations, EU, NATO, they're all complicit at the destruction of the children of Israel, the Negroes, the Latinos, and Native Americans in whatever continent that they're currently been scattered to as punishment from the Most High. Okay? The use of guillotines for governmental purposes was lobbied in the U.S. Congress. The information we received is that 15,000 are currently stored in, I think it's in Wyoming, Canada, and then 15,000 in Montana. Okay? Why does the United States government need 30,000 guillotines and 600 million rounds of hollow point bullets? It's time for them to use this. Okay? That's what they're doing. Okay? That's why they need 600 million rounds of hollow point ammunition. They're going to bring the robot dogs. You're going to have an opportunity to get to see what we were talking about. You're going to see these robot dogs. They stand about them the height of your car or your vehicle, a regular car. They stand about that high on all fours. Okay? On the back, they have either one or two gun turrets, 50 caliber submachine gun rounds. Okay, minigun rounds. Okay, and they have a camera for a fucking head. They're being controlled, okay, by individuals that are at home, down in the basement, free from gunfire, no problem, that work for the government. These individuals are the individuals of what they call the, not so much as the deep state, because the deep state is ISIS, and ISIS is the definition for ISIS is the Israeli Secret Intelligence Service. That's what ISIS stands for. Okay, if they tell you that it's some sort of a terroristic regime, do you not see on mainstream media that the so-called Israeli, those Khazarian converts, they call themselves the JEWs and are not, but do lie, that attend synagogues worshiping Satan? Can you not see that they are in control of mainstream media? They're in control of the news. They're in control of the newspaper. Okay, they're in control of what you learn in this world. If they shut that down, you don't know shit. And they can just implement whatever they want to, and there's nothing you can do about it. Donald Trump is a puppet. He works for these people. Okay? He's taken over the war in Gaza against people that have no ability to fight back. Okay? They did this before with the weapons of mass destruction in the early 2000s. They didn't find a goddamn thing. They just went over there to steal natural resources. Okay? These people are masters, of subterfuge. Telling a goddamn lie, man. They'll lie to your face if they can. They can get away with it. They've been getting away with it for 80 years or more, man. 1933, they took away the gold standard. And they told you to trade in all your gold and silver for war bonds. Okay? In 1933, the United States sold their national fucking sovereignty. They sold it for money, gold, silver. Okay? And became a business. The United States of America Corporation. It's just business. This is good business to them. Okay? To subjugate their own inhabitants, their own citizens, and make them slaves. They'd done it before. It was the greatest cash fall that they'd ever seen during the transatlantic slave trade. Free slave labor? What the fuck? I don't have to pay these people? I can mistreat them. I can do whatever the fuck I want to do? Yeah, they did that for 200 to 400 years, man. And they're still doing it. They're still having hangings from trees. They're still shooting blacks, Latinos down in the fucking street. They just keep it down in local and state and local news. They don't put it on the federal stage, on the national stage anymore. It's local and state. So these are isolated incidents that you'll never hear about because they were told to put a muzzle on how badly they mistreat the children of Israel, God's chosen people. Okay? Now, There are over 800 prison camps in the United States. All are fully operational and ready to receive prisoners. They are all fully staffed and even surrounded by prison guards, but they're all empty. Okay? So it's time to fill these motherfucking FEMA camps up. Federal Emergency Management Agency camps. The Federal Emergency Management Agency is going to take over the United States on April the 20th. If what this chick is saying is true, okay, and the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, aka the Insurrection Act, is implemented, that's martial law. The goddamn United States government, through martial law, can roll down your street. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Throw rocks if you want to. I ain't gonna do a damn thing. They'll tell you to go into your house. If you don't go into your house, you'll be shot down in the street like a goddamn dog. Okay? They are the authority. They are the police. So you can't call 911. They are 911. It is called Operation Garden Plot, Operation Cable Splicer. Let's go get it. Let's go get it. Hold on. Let's go get some proof, y'all. Let's get it. Salakia. I'm going through all this thing. Okay. Hold on. Oh, you didn't like that, huh? Pedo in the Ish Talmud, Sanhedrin 55b. A Jew may marry a 3-year-old girl, specifically 3 years old in a day. Sanhedrin 54b. A Jew may have sex with a child as long as the child is less than 9 years old. Okay, hold on, man. Look at the picture, goddammit. Look at the picture, man. Okay, let me turn it this way. All right. Look at the picture, man. Look. This is it. This is what they do, man. This is what they're trying to hide. They're trying to cover up, and they're going to kill you because now you know what they're doing. You know how they're doing it, why they're doing it. There's 300,000 children that were missing from 2018, when Donald Trump was last in office, to the transition of Jim Crow Joe Biden. 300,000 children, because remember, Donald Trump was trying to get rid of the Hispanic and Latinos back then and stop them at the border. Remember, millions of people were coming over the border, so they put a stop to that and took their children, separated parents from their children, husband from his wife. They were doing that back in 2018. You just recently saw that on the fucking news. Okay? And you know what they're doing. That's the reason why they're pushing this thing. When a grown man has intercourse with a little girl, it is nothing. This is straight out of their goddamn Ish Talmud, dude. Straight out of it. I'm telling you. These motherfuckers are the devil the Bible speaks of. When we try to tell you, think we lying to you, man. No shit, you think we lying to you. Yep, all day long. Don't understand why you think we lying. We trying to tell you to your faces what these motherfuckers are doing. Check this out. Okay? The Dred Scott case, the case in which the United States Supreme Court held that descendants of Africans who were imported, right? Slave ships, right? They were imported into this country and sold as slaves, were not included nor intended to be included under the word citizens in the Constitution, whether emancipated or not, and remained without rights or privileges except such as those which the government might grant them. So-called blacks are not considered citizens. They are still considered slaves by the government. Okay? Try to tell you, think we lying. Oh, that's not true. You're goddamn lying. I'm telling you right now to your face. This is what these people do, man. They'll tell you a lot of your face and stab you in the back first chance to get. Okay? Boom. This is what they wanted to do. A Black Swan event. An unpredictable event that is beyond what is normally expected of a situation and has potentially severe consequences. Is this not a Black Swan event that this woman was just talking about? Okay, as a matter of fact, you probably didn't even get a chance to hear what she was talking about, but you're going to hear it, what she was talking about. As a matter of fact, let's go hear what she was talking about, and then I'll just go back, okay?
It's time to speak up. This video is going to be a little bit longer than normal, but I think you guys need to hang on to the end because there's some really important information coming your way. I've been asked a date for you. I've been waiting because it seems so crazy. I've been waiting to see if certain things happened before I said this, and certain things are happening that make me more convinced than ever that we need to be on our guard on or about April 20th and in the days and weeks right thereafter. Hang with me, because I'm going to tell you why, and it'll make sense, and it won't sound like I'm just a crazy woman spewing things out. So on January the 20th, President Trump signed his executive order on immigration. And in that executive order, he said in 90 days from the date, which will be April 20th, that the Director of Homeland Security and the Secretary of Defense have to give a joint report to President Trump about how his immigration policy is going, how they're being able to enact his policy. And it says in there that they are specifically to consider whether additional things need to be done, including, and it mentions the Insurrection Act. Now, the Insurrection Act allows the president to send troops, our Army, our National Guards, to send them into the streets. This has happened before. This is not the first administration that has used the Insurrection Act, but this is the first administration who has ever used it in this manner, and one that has also shown such a blatant disregard for the Constitution. So, on April 20th, the Secretary of Defense and the Secretary of Homeland Security are going to go to President Trump, and they're going to talk about whether or not they think they need to institute the Insurrection Act to implement his policies. The Insurrection Act is going to, I'm positive, is going to label anyone who is doing like the people in Boston and trying to fight for taking immigrants, people like me and many of you who are speaking out. Anyone that is going to be in any way opposition to this administration will be labeled an insurrectionist, and we will be dealt with as such. Arrests, I believe, will be imminent. People are also asking when to leave the country. I think if he follows the law, which is, I know, ridiculous, right? Before he institutes the Insurrection Act, he has to make some announcements that he's going to. If we hear that, we need to be aware that the borders are probably going to close pretty imminently. And so people need to, it's not time to run right now. Things could still intervene, and I keep hoping that things will. But things are happening faster even than Project 2025 architects could have imagined. And that's why I feel like I need to give you guys this information now. While I could be still proven wrong, I would rather be proven wrong than to not have given you this information when you will have needed to make plans. I'm sorry. I wish I had something good to say for you today, but go out there and love your neighbor.
Uh-oh. Hold on.
President.
Yep. Okay. So, let's go back and let's go into what they want to implement. Okay. Beast system. One world government. One world religion. Artificial intelligence. Digital currency. Social credit scores tied to the digital currency. Right? The MOTB, right? Personalized QR codes for identification, which leads to the mark of the beast. 15-minute cities. That's the reason why Donald Trump is going to war against China in the land of Mexico with the cover story that they're going after the cartels. The reason why is because the United States government has found out that China has a military base or a refining facility that refines lithium. President not Kim Jong-il, but Xi Jinping of China made an agreement with Mexico that the Chinese would be able to come into Mexico and drill for lithium for the 15-minute cities and to further technology. Okay? Because you need lithium in order to move the technology. It's called micro software. Okay? Food rationing. Once per week, probably once every 3 days. You have to have the radio frequency identification mark of the beast for digital identification, for financial compensation, and medical records for your what do you call it, that the waters of Maxine, right? So this way they can put the Beetlejuice, they can put Satan's piss in your system, and in a few weeks you fall out of what do they call that shit? I forgot the 3 different heart palpitations you have. I forget their names. Lab grown babies, well, we all know about that. Transhumanism, a system that leads to complete control of the masses. Okay? And this is what they want to do. This is how they're going to implement the deal. Let me see if I can find if I can find it, because I made sure that I recorded it, or not recorded, but I took some screenshots of this information, and I put it up. Okay. Let's see. I'm just trying to find it. Salakia for being so unprepared. But I mean, this just came across my feed. I had to say something quick. I don't give a damn. Okay? Y'all need to get it, man. This is what they want to do. Okay? Cashless society. This is worship of the image of the beast. The beast is Rome. The image of the beast is America. Rome 2.0. Okay? America is simply Rome revisited. The image of the beast is America. Okay? They had a cashless society back then they tried to set up, and it failed. They're going to try to set it up again with this cashless society. It's going to fail again. Okay? It's biblical. There's nothing they can do about it. They did this right at the end. They wanted to go cashless and give people the mark of ownership, that they put a tattoo on your upper shoulder or somewhere on your body that proves that you are a Roman citizen. Okay? They did it back then. They're doing it now. Same thing. Nothing changes. Blockchain, RFID, micro C-hip. This is what they want to put into your body. I'm telling you. I'm showing you, man. Okay? See that? This is what they want to put under your skin. Okay? Now look in your back, in the lower corner. They said Netflix. Okay? Okay? It's what they want to do, man. The mark, 144, and the enticement to sin. Now that sin is if you take it. You take it? Yeah. You're screwed. Alrighty, so let me see if I can go in here and find this information for you guys, because you seem to think I'm full of shit. The plan to silence dissent. Alright, just going to flip the screen a little bit for you. Sorry about that. Okay, let's zoom in a little bit. Make sure you get the full scope of what I'm trying to say. All ready? This is in February 1986. This was over 40 years ago. Okay? As of 2026, it would be 40 years. This is how long that they've been planning to do this shit to you, man, by April the 20th. Okay? The Federal Emergency Management Agency is a little-known governmental agency that is occasionally makes headlines by assisting the victims of tornadoes, floods, earthquakes, and other natural disasters. But FEMA's powers go far beyond relief efforts. It is now also prepared to widely curtail basic civil liberties in the event of a national disaster. Now, I just showed you a Black Swan event. Okay? This Enemies Aliens Act that they were originally going after the individuals that were here illegally. Venezuela, El Salvador, Nicaragua, wherever they're from. Okay? Illegally. Criminals. Okay? Supposedly. They got all those individuals. Now they're going after the citizens and revoking birthright citizenship. So if you've been here 40, 50 years, your entire goddamn life, speak English, you get along with everybody, you work on the construction site, you build people's houses for them, all of the good shit, and you're Hispanic, you got to leave. These motherfuckers are the devil the Bible speaks of, man. Only a devilish-minded, wicked, fucking bloodthirsty people would do this shit to people that have not harmed them. This is what they do, man. God damn. Okay. And the men that are standing on street corners, risking their lives to tell you this to your fucking face, and you blow it off, you spit on the ground, you go by scoffing and mocking, flipping us off, talking shit to us. Yeah. Now it's going to hit you in the face. We told you so, but you wouldn't listen. Or like any hard-headed ass child, listen. A hard head makes a soft ass, and your ass is going to get really soft, pliable, baby soft. Goddamn Johnson & Johnson baby oil soft ass. Okay? When they roll down your street telling your ass to go in the house. If you don't come, goddamn it, you can't come out of your house till 6 o'clock the next day. They can do whatever the fuck they want to do until then. If they see your ass outside, fuck you. They're going to have drones in the sky watching everybody, anywhere, anytime, for any reason. With a zoom in thermal imagery. If you try to move around at night, they got thermal imagery, motherfuckers. Like you're walking around, you're doing it in broad daylight. To you, it's pitch black. Nobody else can see you. But them motherfuckers see every goddamn thing from outer space. Okay? You're finished, man. Do you hear me? I know you don't want to hear it. They'll have you cut off from whatever you're trying to do by the end of whatever direction you're trying to go at night. They've got thermal imagery. They can see right through your fucking house, man. They know how many people are in it. They know whatever. That's what they got, all the technology, all the weapons at their disposal to do whatever they need to do to subject your ass and revoke your civil liberties and your civil rights. Okay? They've already trying to revoke the Civil Rights Act of 1964 so this way they could come against the blacks. Or so-called blacks. Right? You know, by Black's Law and Black's Law Dictionary states that for a person calling them a black American means that you're dead in the eyes of the law. So they don't have a problem with coming to your house and shooting your ass to death. You're already dead to them. See? And I just showed you that blacks are still considered slaves by the United States government. Okay? By their own constitution. Okay? In April 1984, President Ronald Reagan signed a highly classified document called the National Security Decision Directive. According to Daniel P. Sheehan, attorney and investigator for the Christic Institute in Washington, D.C., the directive contemplates the president unilaterally declaring a state of domestic national security in the event of direct U.S. military intervention in Central America. Okay? So this is back in the 1984 Contra affair that they went in to try to steal natural resources, you know, with subterfuge, with the cover story back then. Okay? They're doing the same thing now. They're going to tell everybody else on the world stage that, there was an insurrection act that was implemented in the United States. All the other nations are going to follow suit in their respective countries, putting everybody under world martial law. One world government. Remember I showed you that, okay? Under the directive's provisions, FEMA would then be called upon to enforce a domestic side of the administration's Central America War Plan. The NSDD is similar in many ways to Project Garden Plot. Pay attention. Project Garden Plot. Okay, pay attention. This is what it is. This is what the woman was referring to, trying to explain this to you, but you didn't get it. They want to shut your goddamn mouth because they don't want you revealing their plans, what they plan to do to you. Okay? Former President Nixon's unimplemented contingency plan designed to round up and detain thousands of U.S. citizens opposed to the Vietnam War. Okay? So, under the Insurrection Act, the Alien Enemies Act, if you protest in the street with a peaceful protest, the United States government can enact the Insurrection Act and shoot your ass down in the street. Okay? And detain you, thousands of U.S. citizens. Okay? Two of the Project Garden Plot's most enthusiastic supporters were Ronald Reagan, then Governor of California, and his special assistant, Edwin Meese, now the U.S. Attorney General. Now remember, this jumped off 40 years ago, or 39. Okay? When they came to Washington, Reagan and Meese appointed their longtime associate and friend Louis O. Guifrida to be director of FEMA. Guifrida recently left FEMA in hopes for a higher post within the administration. In a state of domestic national emergency, FEMA's role would be crucial in silencing dissent to the administration's Central America policy. So this is going to be silencing dissent in America. They're just going to move the central part out of the way. So let me read it again. In a state of domestic national emergency, FEMA's role would be crucial in silencing dissent to the administration's American policy. According to Sheehan, FEMA, with the assistance of all state National Guard units, would, under the proposed plan, be authorized to summarily arrest and detain and imprison undocumented American immigrants. Okay, so they're going to revoke your birthright citizenship. They're going to revoke the 1964 Civil Rights Act that protects so-called blacks from being euthanized in the street like they did George Floyd. You do know that they exonerated the police officer that choked out George Floyd. They exonerated him. Donald Trump did in January. You know that, don't you? Okay? He's a free man. He went back and got his job back as a police officer. Did you know that? Okay? Okay? Because he showed the entire goddamn world he hates black people. I mean, choked the man out in the middle of the street in front of the entire goddamn world and give a fuck. And murdered him. And less than 5, 6 years later, he gets out in the fucking street, free as a bird. Okay? I told you. FEMA officials are also seeking the authority to arrest at the same time U.S. citizens whose names are listed on a classified administrative index kept by the FBI. Those arrested would be detained at 10 national detention centers located on military bases in the United States, which are now being readied for possible use. Okay? Other preparations for a state of emergency have also occurred. In 1984, FEMA supervised a secret project codenamed Rex 84, conducted simultaneously with Operation Night Train, a simulated U.S. military operation in America. Rex 84 tested FEMA's Roundup scenario and the government mechanisms needed to implement the plan. Okay? Just wanted you to understand. Rex 84. Okay, hold on. Here we go. All right. Rex 84. Rex 84 is short for the Readiness Exercise 1984, a classified scenario and drill developed by the United States government to suspend the United States Constitution, declare martial law, the Insurrection Act, right? Which suspends the United States Constitution. Place military commanders in charge of state and local governments. They're the police, they're the state sheriffs, they're the state troopers. Okay? And detain large numbers of American citizens who are deemed to be national security threats. Uh-oh. Gotta go get that biblical scripture. It is eating me alive. I gotta get it. It's getting me. I gotta get it. Hold on. Gotta get it. Okay. 2nd Ezra. Chapter 15. Verse 12. Egypt, spiritual Sodom and Egypt, right? Everybody in the world's got to go to work, right? Spiritual Sodom and Egypt. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. Right? Verse 17. Okay, hold on. Let's woe to the world and them that dwell therein. 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 14. For the sword, the modern day sword is the gun, right? Tanks, robot dogs, drones, the waters of Maxine, right? Okay? The sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another with swords in their hands. The only way that this is going to happen is once the implementation of the Insurrection Act jumps off, and the woman just warned you, you better get ready, be on your guard. Get your guns, get your bullets. As far as the elect of the house of Israel, we're already protected by the Holy Spirit, the Bahawah Kakwadash. Okay, if you're a member of GMS, or if you follow GMS, or if you're one of the Akwath or one of the Akim that follow Great Millstone, I strongly suggest that you make an attempt to celebrate the Passover this Thursday, March 13th to March 20th, full 7 days. The first time, I strongly suggest that way. The Lord knows that you're sincere in heart, and He will cover you with His Holy Spirit. He will cover you during the time of Jacob's trouble, because Jacob's trouble is here. This chick is telling us Jacob's trouble starts April the 20th and subsequently the weeks and months thereafter. Okay? Alrighty? For their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another with swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. The Insurrection Act is the Sedition Act. Right? Let's see if I can find that. Sedition Act. Okay. These are the 10 FEMA regions. Okay, these are the 10 regions of FEMA where they're going to put you. Regional contacts. All of these places have a military base. There's a military base on each one of these areas. Take a screenshot. You're going to need it. This is exactly where the fuck you're going. 10 regions. And the 10th part of the city fell. Remember? The 10th part of the city. The city is America, Babylon the Great. The 10th part of the city shall fall. How? Civil unrest. National emergency. Insurrection Act, implementation of the martial law, implementation of martial law, okay? Martial law, by definition, martial means warlike law, okay? So what they do to, what the United States military does to other countries, they're going to do it on their own soil. You understand me? So if you're in one of these regions, this is more than likely where you're going to go. These are, what you see, the little dots are FEMA camps. Federal Emergency Management Agency camps. Okay? Just that simple. Alrighty. Let's get that. Boom. Okay? This is what they're trying to implement. Okay? New World Order, right? United Nations Agenda 2030 mission goals. Okay? One world government. End of nations. One world army. One world police force. End of the family unit. One world central bank. One world cashless currency. End of all private property. World depopulation and fertility control. End of home and car ownership. Mandatory multiple, you guessed it, waters of Maxine. Slovakia. What do you call it? Fair use. Copyright fair use disclaimer of the Copyright Act of 1976 constitutes fair use. Okay? So, of the 107 copyright law. Okay? Let's see, where was I at? Okay? So, multiple, mandatory. This is the reason why all of these three things pertain to the 666. Digital ID, the number of a man. Okay? Identification, right? Universal austerity income. Okay? Your basic income that your government's going to give you, because you won't be able to go to work unless you are on a work brigade that has been instituted by the United States government, force you to go to work for free. Okay? Welcome to slavery, motherfucker. Whether you want to believe it or not. Don't care, man. It's here. Okay? And the other is your medical records. Okay? And they all pertain to a man. Right? 666. Remember? A man was created on the sixth day. Right? That's the reason why the 3 6s are there. Digital ID, universal austerity or basic income, and your medical records. They know all about you. Okay. Social media digital ID. Micro C-hipped for health, shopping, and travel. Oh, shit. Didn't Donald Trump say back in 2016, we need to implement the Visa entry exit tracking system, which we need desperately. Okay. They were trying to implement this shit the last time he was president. Now he's going to force you to do it, whether you wanted it done or not. Told you this motherfucker's a fucking puppet. He's a marionette. They're pulling his strings. They're telling him what to do. Okay? They promised him all kinds of money. Don't believe it? There's a video of David Greenberg, the last words of David Greenberg, that explains the list, yellow list, red list, and blue list of individuals, okay, that they're going to come against once this is implemented. Those are the first people to fall. Okay? Implementation of a Chinese social credit system. Government raised children. All businesses run by the state. Now, if the government is raising your children, that means they're going to make them whores. They're going to sell a boy for a harlot and a girl for wine that they might drink. Joel chapter 3, verse 4. This is verse 3. It's like it. Okay? All businesses run by the state. End of non-essential air travel. Humans concentrated into 15-minute zones. 15-minute cities, right? End of private farms and vegetable gardens. End of animal ownership. So if you got a dog or a cat or a snake or a bird, you got to either let it go into the fucking wild or you got to kill it. Or they're going to kill it for you. That's done with that shit. Okay? Ban on all natural medicine. Why would they ban natural medicine if it was for your benefit? It's all about world depopulation and fertility control. That's why. Because with natural medicines, that means that you'll become healthy and fertile. And they want to control fertility. Understand? And they want to depopulate your ass. That means exterminate you, euthanize you, make sure that you are useless, a useless drone, a robot. Do what you're told, or you will be shot to death. You will be murdered. You will be mutilated, burned, hung from a tree, ripped apart by dogs, ripped apart by vehicles for fun, for sport, to have something to talk about, like they did us, the so-called African Americans, which is impossible to be from two different nations. Bullshit. These goddamn people knew who we were, how we were, and where we came from. They knew that. The only reason that we took refuge in the continent of Africa, aka the land of the Hamites, the only reason why we did that, okay, is to fit in with the Hamites, okay, because we look like the Hamites, but we're two different nations of so-called swarthy, Moorish, and Moor and swarthy are simply definitions of dark-skinned people. Okay? Real shit. We looked like them, so it was easy to hide. That's the reason why the person you ignorantly call Jesus Christ can't be a fucking white person. Because when Herod was trying to find all those children back then, okay, it would have been easy to find Jeebus crossed. Okay? Because he was white. He'd have stuck out like a goddamn sore thumb. He'd have been like a white dot on a black sheet of paper. Him and his parents. Right? Pick their ass right the fuck up, no problem. Didn't find him, right? Why? Because they look like the people in the land in which they took refuge. The reason why we took refuge was to escape from Titus and Vespasian between the years of 60 and 70 AD, when they came against Jerusalem with a great slaughter. Okay, see if I can find that. Okay? AI courts and end of individual rights. Limited access to wild spaces. That's the reason why they put you in a FEMA camp or in a 15-minute city. You can't go anywhere. End of fossil fuel and modern conveniences. Let me see if I can, if I can find that. Okay? This is what they want, man. They ain't going to stop till they get it. Okay? All right. This is another map of where they're going to send your ass. Okay? This is how many FEMA camps that they have across the United States, man. They're everywhere. You've been driving past it for years. Never knew it. You just thought it was some abandoned building. Fuck it. Okay? This is what they want, man. They ain't going to stop till they get it, I'm telling you. Okay? But the elect of the house of Israel, they shall be saved out of Jacob's trouble. Let me see if I can find Sedition Act. Okay, because I did a screenshot on it. Okay. Yeah. Trying to find it. Salakia. You know. Yeah. Let's see. I had it. It was in here. Sedition Act. Boom. The Sedition Act of 1798. The Federalists also passed the Sedition Act, which limited free speech and making it illegal to publish false, scandalous, and malicious writing against the government or its officials. Okay? That's the reason why they have a list, an FBI watch list, a list of red list, blue list, yellow list individuals that they're going to come across. Okay? It was used to silence Democratic, Republican critics, including newspaper editors and politicians. The Sedition Act of 1798. They're going to implement this again. Okay? Just wanted to let you know. You know, they don't give a shit. They're going to put every last one of you into one of these camps so this way they could chip you like a fucking dog. Okay? And in order to keep track of you. This is the future of America. Okay? If you are in this situation, just know, if you make it past this, the Lord has a reward for you for having faith and enduring unto the end. Pay attention. See what that? It's called the guillotine. See this little hole? See the little hole? That's where they're going to put your head. See this blade here? It's going to, see that blood on it? It's going to cut your goddamn head off. Okay, and they can use your body for liver transplant, kidney transplant, heart transplant, lung transplant, penis transplant, breast implant, arm replacement, whatever. Whatever the fuck they need to do. Okay? You ain't nothing but body parts to them that can be bought and sold. That's one of the main reasons why America is going to be made great again. Through bloodshed of its own citizens. Okay? There it is. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. Mark of the beast. A miniaturized radio frequency barcode strip is injected underneath the skin. Okay, this is what a radio frequency identification would look like. This is the actual size of it. Okay. Right? Now I just showed you. And if you are in this situation, just know that if you make it past this, the Lord has a reward for you for having faith and enduring to the end. Revelation chapter 3, verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Revelation chapter 13. No, Revelation chapter 3, verse 10. Salakia. Okay, now let's go find out. This is it. The mark of the beast, right? See? Where they want to put it in your hand, keep track of you. See? Personal microchip. It's got your digital ID, it's got your medical records, and it's got your money. Okay? Try to tell you this shit, but you won't believe it. Hold on. You cannot repeat. I repeat. You cannot repeat if you after having received this. Right? The devil's great wrath. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Revelation, 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verses 71 and 72. Okay? Revelation 12:12. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth he hath but a short time. Okay. There you go. Revelation chapter 2, verse 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Let's go get that for you. Okay. Right? Let's see. Let's get it. Revelation chapter 2, verse 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried. And ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death. NLT, don't be afraid of what you're about to suffer. The devil will throw some of you into prison to test you. You will suffer for 10 days. But if you remain faithful, even when facing death, I will give you the crown of life. Anyone with ears to hear must listen to the Spirit and understand what he is saying to the churches. Whoever is victorious will not be harmed by the second death. What is the second death? Right? The second death is death by fire. Revelation chapter 3, verse 5. He that overcometh, the same shall be clothed in white raiment, and I will not blot his name out of the book of life, but I will confess his name before my Father and before his angels. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. NLT. All who are victorious will be clothed in white. I will never erase their names from the book of life, but I will announce their names before my Father and his angels that they are mine. Anyone who with ears to hear must listen to the Spirit and understand what he is saying to the churches. Okay? Yeah. Told you so. We told you. We told you. But you didn't hear it. No, that's not possible. They're not going to do this to it. Yeah, they're going to do that to you. They don't give a shit about you. When do they ever give a shit about you? They've never given a shit about you. Okay? Okay? Well, I'm an American citizen. They can't do that. Okay. I'm going to cut your goddamn head off. Okay? As you can see, you have heads over here in the corner, see? All right? They just cut a man's head off. That's the reason why you see that little red dot there. Okay? Come on now. They're already practicing doing this shit, okay? You understand? You people need to understand, man. You are at the end of your rope. You are at the end of your kingship, rulership, white supremacy. That punk shit is done. Okay? You got to understand that, man. I apologize, but I didn't realize I had to apologize, you know? You know? So this person that you see on the screen before you, okay, this individual is wanted. Son of Pope Alexander VI of Rome, for posing as Hamashiach. Crime, mental terrorism, and identity theft. Date of offense 1492 to the present. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. Okay. So you better get your mind out of this Jesus Christ punk shit, because this Peckerwood right here, he ain't coming. he ain't coming. Do you understand me? He ain't coming to save you. Fuck you. The person that's coming to save the elect of the house of Israel is a Negro from the tribe of Judah. Okay? He's a Hebrew Israelite from the tribe of Judah, from the bloodline of King David. Okay? That's it. I just wanted to let you know what was going on. Hold on. Let's get back up here to the top, because I took some more pictures. I think it's to the top. Is it? Am I going the right way? No. All right, let's get to the bottom. Salaki. Let's get to the bottom. I got some screenshots for you. Boom. This is Donald Trump. Okay. This is Donald Trump. I want you in prison. This is what you're going to get. Okay? And there's nothing you can do about it, actually. Not a fucking thing. This is where they're coming. This is how they're coming. And at night, during the day. Okay? Right? This is this is martial law. These are pictures of martial law, man. Yeah, you're all criminals. Okay, how America ends. Okay, Shalom.